Hi, Jen.
Hi, Wendy.
You look as though you're starting already. Look at that little smile on your face.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what's going on, but I feel really high. I feel really high and happy, and the sun's shining, and there's a bit of a breeze. I just feel really light and I have been very happy just lately. Um, as we spoke a little bit about putting loads of things in now. It's summer, although it doesn't feel like the summer. We haven't got much sun.
Mm.
We've got long days, although they've started to get short now.
Yeah,
It's
noticed.
but we're both packing things in, and so much happening that it can sometimes be stressful, and sometimes you can just step back and just laugh at it all of everything that's going on. And then on top of all this, we've got elections and all this weird heavy stuff going on around us. And is it heavy or is it light? Or so I've been looking at it in a light way. I went off to vote, and I know all the theories about spoiling the votes and all the rest, and what's the point and all the rest of it. But I went because one of our group is standing in the reform, and I thought, okay, I'll go and support him. And I'd been to Edinburgh and I came back and I parked up in the school. And I've done this before. Well, I mean, I've got memories from the school because my kids went there and everything. But you know what I really like is the community aspect. You just
Mm.
see these little people walking and they seem to
Mm.
just, you know, this way and that way. It's like all day, from first thing in the morning before work, and it's on till 10 o'clock at night. And it's like the whole of the community or half the community coming together and doing our secret little things in the ballot box. It's really quite comical, that bit.
Yeah.
But there's something about community spirit as well, but quite intriguing. I find it quite intriguing. So yeah, it was just it was all very light for me. And of course I knew that we all knew it was going to happen because we know what was planned for us and
Yeah. Well,
the
it was meant
brainwashing
to,
that's been
wasn't
going on.
it?
And yeah,
Yeah, we've been drip fed it, haven't we?
yes.
For weeks on end.
Yeah.
You said that you feel quite high. Have you been feeling high then?
I
How
thought you were going to say, have
long?
you been taking anything?
Is it just after this meditation that you did?
Well, that's interesting because it did get really high after that meditation. Yes. Yes, it was.
I wonder what that's about then. Because we'll just explain, we kind of, as we do, every time we meditate, don't we, for a few minutes just to see,
For 4 minutes.
what we're
Mhm,
sometimes what we're going to talk about,
mhm.
um, or just to settle ourselves. So it was interesting that you then started giggling, saying that you feel really high.
Yes, because straight away, um, I think the previous time I was just writing out notes and loads of streams coming out, and this time I was just thought, oh, sunshine, breeze, apples coming on the trees. This is all very nice. And I looked up and everything's sparkling. It was really weird.
You said
Yeah.
that when we met today. You
Did I?
commented about my crystal sparkling.
Yes, it is. It is sparkling.
I want what you've got.
It's there. You just got to turn around and see it.
No, you're feeling light and
Oh,
high.
well, maybe it's my little unicorn. Here he is. Look. Can you see him sparkling? He's got,
They're great fun unicorn energy.
yeah. Oh, maybe that's it. Unicorn energy coming.
Yeah, and it's funny that because I've got unicorn cards, like tarot cards, and I put them somewhere else the other day. They used to be right on my bookcase behind my laptop.
Oh, go and get one. Are they
I
handy?
won't get one now because they're
No.
upstairs, but
Ah,
it reminded me I'm going to after because it is like a real playful, fun, silly energy.
mm.
So maybe that's why I felt drawn to move them. It was
Mm.
more about it being put in my head. Unicorns.
It's quite weird because it's a bit like what should we talk about today? And I mentioned to you, what about the elections and what's going on
Yeah,
here? I mean,
I thought to myself, blimey, you're
I
going
know
there, aren't you?
it's
That's a
like
heavy subject.
it's like so totally not us. And then I thought, well, it'll just be interesting, won't it? How where we're coming from, because I don't know if you can understand it. I don't read up much or look into things or
Mm,
analyze stuff. I go by feelings and energy.
mm.
Like this name, Keir Starmer, just gave me the willies as soon as I heard it. I thought, what? That's weird. And I just knew that was weird. So I didn't have to read anything about him. I know there's something really weird here. So this is,
For me, I haven't voted for some time.
mhm.
This time I did vote, but my I couldn't decide who I was going to vote for, and I was feeling into, the three main parties, and the only conclusion I came to was that I need to vote to make sure that there's some degree of opposition,
Mhm.
because how do we keep them accountable?
So do you mean an opposition apart from the usual two?
Yeah, or
Yes.
anybody, that I want at least people like disagreeing. I
Yeah.
didn't want this kind of overall one party takes over the whole
Yeah.
lot, because that felt a bit scary to me.
Apparently, what I've heard, somebody told me that Keir Starmer, who's our new Prime Minister, is that right?
Yeah,
Apparently, is a member of the WEF, the
I don't know what that is.
World Economic Forum. They're
Oh, I
like
see.
they're like the big, corrupt, horrible, nasty energy, and apparently they run at both sides. Anyway,
Yeah.
this is
Well,
why,
I got a feeling of something like that.
yeah. So it doesn't
Not
matter
quite in that way, but I just thought they're like the same coin.
the same coin. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So, and the reform did really well, apparently. I like Nigel Farage. Seems to speak truth
I
in a
found it
good
quite
way.
entertaining.
Yes, yes, he's different. He's much more,
He made a noise. I
like
didn't
human.
I'd kind of got a bit of a bittersweet feeling about him. Didn't quite trust him either. However, what I did like about him, I thought, crikey, you're very brave. That's what I liked about him,
Mm,
regardless
speaks
of what
out. Yes.
people might think about him or his views or whatever, because of course anyone could be
Hmm.
wanting to watch us. I just thought that you know, what does that take for somebody to be so brave, so outspoken, to so kick against the grain? I
And
admired that in a person.
and he doesn't seem like he'd be the sort of person to be bought.
I hope not. I hope not.
No, definitely not. He's
I
definitely
don't
got
know.
standards.
I think he's done very well. I don't think he's a pauper. I think he's done very well from his career.
Yeah, but I meant bought over to a certain side.
I hope not. That's all I can say. I hope
Okay.
not.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? When we go by energies rather than, but at least we don't pick up the currents that are put out. I mean, I don't watch
Or
TV.
try not to. I don't think it's easy, is it? Sometimes we might be being swayed in a way that we're not really aware that we are
But
being
how would you be
swayed.
swayed by?
I don't
Do you
know, there
watch?
are all these very subtle messages, aren't there? I mean, you know, we're kind of persuading people who to vote for. I don't know the ins and outs of how they do it, but they're clever. They're not daft,
Oh, you
are
think
they?
about. They've got AI behind it, you see.
Powers that be, all these subliminal messages or whatever it is. But I also think it's been a really big thing for the UK. What I felt this time, really felt as though was having to trust. We were being asked to trust. And I thought
Right.
that's such a strange
Were
thing.
we?
That's the feeling I got. We were being asked to trust.
Where do you get this from? Was this on the telly, on the news, on the
Just the
newspaper?
feeling, the collective feeling, the whole thing was the whole election thing. It's about trust.
Is it?
You have to believe what they say and then you pick
Oh,
who you're
that's
voting for. But
that's
the
so
thing is,
suspect.
yeah, well, that's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
What in normal day life do we do that? We
Well,
don't
that's
just have
true.
blind trust, do we? And buy
That's
into what
dangerous.
people exactly that, Jen. Normally we would do our due diligence, we would really get to know a person,
I mean,
we
is that
would
what they were putting
take
out? Trust. Oh my.
well, but isn't that the whole election thing? That you're voting and it makes such a big difference.
Does it?
And people, well, I think certainly Labour, my um, feeling was that they were trying to convey that, they're going to, um, put money into the public services. They're going to be there for the working person, all kind of like trust type things. You can trust that they've got a calming energy around them at the minute. Again, I associate that with trusters. And I think actually under any circumstances, I wouldn't trust you. I don't know you. I'm just hearing what you're trying to put out. I don't know you. How
Yeah,
can we trust you?
who are these people that are,
Yeah,
we're born into this
yeah,
system and, we haven't chosen this.
yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
Like what or was it Nigel Farage, wasn't it? It was about the Reform Party. Apparently they had, in the terms of the number of votes, they should have had many more seats.
Right,
The way it's situated, they came second in many areas. But if you add up that, but they haven't got it, you see, because they came second, and one of the big ones pipped them to it,
right.
which means that all the voters um, aren't getting what they want in terms of percentages. And there's only like, oh, I can't remember now. It's something like it's only a third of us actually wanted what happened because of the way the system is. And
Yeah,
actually,
it's a
it's
strange system.
probably even less anyway because we have such a small choice, don't we?
Yeah,
It's not,
yeah, yeah,
and of course, most people vote what they call tactically because they either want to get the Tories out or the Labour out or something, so they're
yeah,
voting for the opposite one. They don't really want them.
yeah,
So that again keeps them in, and this is how they've been instructed to do. Well, if you don't, the other side will get in.
yeah,
This is how it
yeah,
keeps those two in.
yeah, yeah. It's going to be interesting, isn't it? And then, well, as we speak, there's something going on in France
Oh, is there? What's
with
happening?
elections. I don't really know. I just I just
Exciting
saw
things
a
happening in
snip
France that
of
come
it.
out on the streets. Yeah.
I just know there's like protests and stuff going on, and I think there's two or three parties.
Mm.
I don't know. Then of course there's America. They have their election. So
So is Biden still running for president?
yeah, as
Well,
of
it's
as
been
far as I know,
proven so corrupt, and his son and
I
everything.
don't know. But
How can they keep going?
I don't know.
I mean, they said before hardly anybody followed him, and yet he's in again, and he's ancient. Well, they're both
Yeah,
quite old, really, but
yeah,
he's ancient and frail.
yeah. Don't I know, but that doesn't add up, does it, Jem? So I sit here and because I don't know, but I sit here and I think I don't think he's the one with the real power.
Exactly.
The stuff that goes on, of course, isn't there in the background?
And he's so sleazy, so sleazy.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's just weird. You can't say anything other than that, can you? Something just doesn't make sense.
Hmm. I mean, so many people say, why can't we just get rid of them all and do a different system? But I think we're just
Yeah.
waiting for someone to come up with this different system. Because even reform's the same system.
Mm,
Something is going to happen because so it's so what's the word? It's like unreal, or it's untrue, it's dishonest, it's obviously all corrupt, and surely it can't last forever. Basically,
you're
everyone's
right. There isn't
going
another
with the lie.
system, is there anywhere?
Mm.
Not that
I
I'm aware
suppose,
of.
and this has been running a while, but I suppose this also adds into our beliefs and a lot of other people's of coming to the end of this era of um, society, human race, evolution, where um, we're going to sort ourselves out to go forward to what some might call the golden age or the
Mm.
truth, letting go of all the old. So we just go wait for it all to come together.
Do you think this is where, over time, because it is happening now, it's been happening for some time, but again, it's not reported about because it's interesting, isn't it? There's so much that gets reported about that isn't what I'm interested in. I'm interested about the stuff that doesn't get reported, and of course, that's hard to know that. That's hard to find it. It's hard to find honest, truth-seeking journalists as well.
I know.
That
Yeah,
there
they're
are
got
there
to
are groups
deliver.
and communities that are living differently.
Mm-hmm.
And I suspect there's a lot more than
Mm.
what we think. I'm talking about,
Yeah.
off grid or uh,
Yeah.
communities, communes, or I'm talking about healthy stuff,
Mm.
healthy, loving,
Mm.
gentle, spiritual places that aren't
Mm.
suppressing people.
Mm.
There's loads of those around. We just don't
There is a lot,
hear about them.
and they're increasing, but then on the same side, you've got this other more false world increasing in terms of like cosmetic surgeries and everything, and
Mm,
money power and money grabs and corruptions and then addictions and all this like striving for happiness through um, their looks
yeah,
and
the
that sort of
external
thing.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. External
You,
stuff. That's right. External and internal. And well, no, is it internal? Yeah, spiritual. The your inner sense of who you are and your connection with garden consciousness, whatever you want to call it.
So like destroying ourselves, eating ourselves away in a way, because it doesn't feel as though it's getting better, does it?
Yeah, the unhealthy part where
Yeah.
we're getting more and more obese,
Yeah.
foods are
Even
getting more and
social media and so
no,
on, the addiction to
yeah,
that and misinformation and all the rest of it.
and
You
everything's
say
so
that,
unreal,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
with our vegetables injected with stuff, and
yeah.
all our food is being poisoned.
But that's weird, isn't it? That, I'm now going a bit off topic really, but it's, like processed food and ultra processed food. Isn't it weird how I've always known this stuff, and yet it really is starting to get more talked about now? And then people are surprised by it. They're surprised when they learn just how unhealthy food can be, processed food, I'm talking about, and the consequences on our health long term. We don't really know it, do we? We keep being told about the plastics that we're ingesting,
Mhm.
an increase perhaps in cancers,
Yeah.
other
Yeah,
illness.
this cancer thing, I mean, that's been running all my life. Since I was a child, I remember hearing about it, and it's gradually increased. Um, but how come they haven't found this miracle cure?
Yeah, I
And
know.
there's
Yeah,
obviously something a bit weird about this, and they
yeah,
keep saying, "Oh, it's this, that, that,"
yeah,
and all these things combined. Well, we know it's all these things combined, all these artificial things, because it's not living naturally.
yeah.
Countries that live naturally, eat natural food that's been uncontaminated, they don't have cancer or
Wow.
these diseases. It's not just food, it's everything. It's about the way of living, isn't it?
Yeah,
So we're just lucky if anyone has not got cancer, because this is a cancer producing society, I believe.
yeah.
Seems to be. And we have to work really hard to try and stay away from it, away from what's natural for our bodies and what we need to do.
And then that's the other issue, isn't it? That kind of brings full circle, really. I guess how we started the conversation with, we mentioned how busy we both are, and that sometimes it can be a bit stressful. So, stress, as we know,
Mm.
is not only a killer, but stress can cause us to do all sorts of things, can't it? Including comfort eating, including too much, caffeine, too many energy
Yeah,
drinks,
because
too
we're
many
trying to,
quick foods. It's like, yeah, it's weird, isn't it? We do seem to have become busier. We do seem to become more stressed. And then we do seem to want these things, these quick, you know,
yes, as opposed to self-soothing in a healthy way, which is
yeah,
like what we aim to do with our clients,
yeah.
help them find a good, natural breathing techniques and
But you're
ways of thinking.
also talking, Jen, aren't you, really, about, because this word's getting bandied around a lot at the minute, and I find myself using it a lot myself, is I think some of the things you're talking about, the healthy things, might also seem, they are common sense, but they might also seem quite boring, such as walking in nature, walking on grass barefoot, drinking, purified water,
This is,
breathing.
I know, when you hear it and read it, it's like, yeah, yeah, I know about that.
Mm,
When you do it one to one with a therapist, for instance, and you can really use all your senses and just really taking the time, take your shoes and socks off
yeah,
and walk on the grass and
yeah.
breathe the air and can completely change your outlook, and you
Yeah.
can feel
And
it.
that's what's the thing, isn't it? Because that's like you regulate yourself.
Mm,
You bring in calm and balance, don't you?
okay.
But for
And
the
if we're
most
not
of the time, we're dysregulated.
exactly, so if we're not doing that, then it's like, quick, give me a cup of coffee or a G and
Yeah,
T or something,
yeah,
so I can wipe this away and get into a
yeah.
rhythm. Yeah,
And it's understandable. I do it myself. I have done it
yes, of
myself.
course.
No one's perfect, and I don't want anyone to feel that, you know, they're
No, that they have
saying that they're
moments.
bad or wrong or anything, but it was
No.
just an
If
interesting
if we're
observation.
doing it
Isn't it?
constantly, then we're going
Yeah.
to get very overweight, very it, not in what is it intoxicated when you have to detox, when you get very
Well, you get full of toxins,
full of toxins,
don't you?
toxified. Yeah.
Yeah, and
You-
but we know
eventually.
this,
Yeah.
don't we? And that's why I don't want anyone to feel bad that's watching. We all know this. We all know what we should be
Yeah. And
doing.
it's only
But the interesting bit is when we don't, and collectively we
Mhm.
don't. We're all, I'm sure you've had times in your past that you've not lived perhaps the way that you do now. I can certainly put my hands up
Of
to that.
course. Of course.
But it's
And
interesting, isn't it? What it
it's
something
all
happens
kind of
inside us.
it's all trying to find the same root. We're all looking for peace and calm,
Yeah,
happiness, joy.
yeah,
And so, if that brings joy, then okay, we're going, oh yeah, I'm just going to do this, open this energy drink or something, and that's
yeah.
where it's not lasting. So
No,
then you do another energy drink,
yeah.
and then you end up in an argument with somebody or something.
But collectively, it's like I remember sitting in a coffee shop some time ago, and I was just people watching, and I just thought, wow, all these people were walking past, going to work because it was like rush hour, and the amount of people walking around with their coffee cup, walking presumably to work or wherever they were walking, they were all in a rush. I thought, yeah, when did that all change? That all of a sudden that then became, I'm living the dream, that's normal. I go, I leave, I get ready for work, I go out, I go to,
It was
a
so
coffee shop,
unusual,
buy my
wasn't it?
drink and
Yeah,
walk to work. That never existed.
I know.
Did it?
It came
What a
from,
strange thing. And they're expensive. But
I
when
know.
you look around, everybody's doing it. It's like a collective energy.
I
It's
mean, I thought
normal.
that was really weird. And I went to America and saw that, thinking, why are people stopping and buying coffees and taking them in their car to
Yeah,
work?
because it's presented as something really nice, isn't it? And a
And
treat, or maybe
treat,
it's
that's
not a
right. So
treat,
then you
maybe
can have a sip
somebody.
of this coffee when you're going through the
Yeah,
or something.
yeah. And
And
again, that's not
really,
regulating you, is it? Because
no, it's
it's
not.
deregulating
So
you.
expensive and for the planet as well, and reliant on the coffee shops. I mean, look at all these
Yeah,
coffee shops, how
yeah,
they've all opened up.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Isn't it interesting? I'd like
It,
to talk
I think
about that again.
I think you're onto something about this mass, yeah, think about this mass consciousness, how we get onto something, how do we break free from it, and how enjoyable it is to be doing the same as somebody else. You feel that, oh, it's okay because they're doing it, and this
Yeah,
is
or maybe it gives you a sense of belonging, or
belonging, yes.
even this is what you do. It's almost like being on autopilot, isn't it? That kind of
Yeah, a
somebody
bit
else
like
might say under a trance.
enter trance, that's a good one.
Yeah,
It was a bit like when we started, and I spoke about going to my community centre to vote. It's such a community. It felt like you were part of the community. You saw them all
yeah,
walking up different ways to go and vote, and something
yeah,
we're all doing. It's all in our mind. It's election
yeah.
day, and that's a bit weird. That reminds me of The Prisoner. Did you ever watch that series, The Prisoner, in the 60s?
No, I
Oh, you'll have
wasn't
to
allowed
look
to
at that.
watch TV.
Oh, you'll have to see that. Well, it's been a cult for about 2 or 3 times after that. It's set in Portmeirion in Wales. You must look it up. And
Right,
it's Patrick McGowan, who was the main character, and he was taken away. He was kidnapped from his sort of high business thingy and taken away to this island. It made out like an island, it wasn't. It's very futuristic, and people are called by their numbers, and it's very futuristic. It was done in the 60s, but it's
right.
all about losing your individual self.
Yeah,
It always opened with, I am not a number, I am a free man. He's shouting this along the
yeah.
beach. Look
And
me back.
that's yeah, it's exactly that, isn't it? We don't know half the time who we are, who our true selves are, and we certainly don't understand or even realise that we've been conditioned or to
Exactly. And with this
way.
conditioning of such as, and now we go all go and get coffee, and now we get in our coffee and our cars,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
this takes us away from our true spirit selves, and
yeah,
it's designed to,
yeah,
and it's by the same sort of force that get us into the elections.
yeah. It's
So
like following the herd, kind of.
we tend
Yeah,
to
like you
think
said, we
that,
all kind of do it, don't we? We get
yeah,
caught up in it. We don't realise we're caught up in a mass collective
exactly. And
consciousness, but
what
we
would it
are.
what would it be like if we were able to be our individual
So,
selves? Wouldn't that be amazing?
yeah,
In a refined way, obviously,
yeah,
where we're all getting on and can create together with no fear.
yeah, and where different opinions are encouraged, because that's
Yeah.
how we learn, don't we? To be open-minded.
And to question things,
Yeah,
which is what true science is. It has to be questioned rather than told. This is
yeah,
science.
yeah.
Trust in us. It's quite a theme, isn't it? Mm,
I'd love to talk about that then
mm,
again, Jem.
yeah,
This mass collectiveness,
consciousness.
consciousness, and our
That,
true
that's
self.
that's false and being designed for the population.
Yeah,
Got this other real mass collective consciousness, which is
yeah,
encompasses all and everything. And it's very spiritual.
yeah,
And the other end, this one we're being pulled in and made to think, yes, you've voted for this person, so and the most of it's actually it isn't most of the people, but it's made it look like this is what we want. That's what they're doing. This is what we want.
yeah.
No, it's not. It's not what we want, is
Do you still feel high?
it? I feel a bit more steady now. Thank you.
Feel a bit more
That's something
regulated, do
else we
you,
could
Jem?
talk about. So I'm wondering if it's connected with ADD, this high thing that I get.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about that because that's very
Energy
topical as well,
boost.
isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I'll write that down.
Okay,
And
lovely
we'll
to see
see.
you.
I'll see you next time, Jem.
Okay.
Bye.